Thank you for stopping to watch my video. I want to teach as many U.S. investors, U.S. business owners, U.S. franchisees, U.S. entrepreneurs, and U.S. 1099 income earners how they can save taxes legally with the Spendthrift Trust. It's legal. It's in the IRS Tax Code 643B. Comes from England, way back when King Henry VIII, that famous king who chopped off his wives' heads, started the Church of England. Hey, murder a few ladies, start a church. Why not? He went to go tax the lords and ladies of England, and they went back to the 13th century to the Magna Carta and said, oh, no, King Henry VIII, can't do this. It's contract law that came to the colonies while we were still part of England. The law firm I work on behalf of inherited a trust that turned 350 years old in 2023. We're in 2026, so it's 353 years old now, before we were a country. Our current tax structure that we are under went into effect February of 1913. It's only supposed to be around for a few years because the federal government was broke. The super rich families of 1913, the Rockefellers, the DuPonts, the Carnegies, and the Kennedys, made sure they could save taxes. Well, if they can save taxes, we can save taxes. Hi, my name is Sally Gimmon, and I'm the owner of www.thetrustisyou.com. My personal story, so you have it, I became a real estate investor in 2018 when my mom got sick. Thank God she got better and came home. In 2019, with my mentor, I wholesaled 7 bank-owned properties nationwide, paid off $184,000 in debt, and had $50,000 in my bank account for short-term capital gains. I was a rock star in my real estate group. COVID struck, everything shut down, and on April 4th of 2020, my CPA called me to congratulate me. Honestly, he congratulated me that I made so much money, my tax bracket went from 22% to 24%, and I personally owed the federal government $94,000 in short-term capital gains. Huh? I had nothing coming in. Everything was shut down. I had quit my job. I was a rock star. Took off a HELOC on my paid off house, defeats the purpose of being paid off. Paid my bill, and I started researching the Rockefellers Spendthrift Trust. 5 months later, with the law firm I now work on behalf of, I started both my business and my beneficial trust, and I started doing a mastermind in my real estate group in Phoenix, Arizona for 18 months. So let's start with the beneficial trust. This is for all U.S. investors. Let's first start off on how you're going to save taxes. Year after year, generation after generation. Number 2, you're going to keep your information completely private. I had 6 LLCs I shut down because nobody told me LLCs, S Corps, and C Corps are state law or statutory law, and anyone could go online to the Secretary of State or the Corporation Commission. 40% of LLCs, S Corps, and C Corps get sued every year. Yikes, no one told me that. And the third way you're going to save, all lawsuits become frivolous and go away. All my assets are in the trust, and right now I think I might have $6 in my wallet. That's all I'm worth. You can't get blood from a stone. And the fourth way, you're going to leave a legacy for future generations. The Rockefellers Spendthrift Trust is 7 generations old and has over 400 people under the same EIN or employee identification number. So, saving taxes, woohoo! The beneficial trust is for all U.S. investors. You will no longer pay capital gains on any profits. Short-term capital gains are less than a year and affect you if you're wholesaling, fix and flipping, you're doing auction houses, or tax liens. If you're selling crypto, if you are doing options trading, or you're a Forex investor. They're between 10% to 37% depending on your tax bracket. Long-term capital gains are a year or more and are either 15 or 20% when you sell your business, sell an investment property, or you sell a baseball card. Interest income taxes are if you're passive income, if you are in mutual funds, if you're in a REIT, if you're doing subject to real estate, maybe you have the BRRRR strategy. I have notes where I'm the paper in the house. People pay me their mortgage. Creative financing, seller financing, or Forex investors. Yes, Forex investors, you get taxed twice. You really need to know about the Beneficial Spendthrift Trust. Third tax shields, again, interest income taxes are taxed just like federal income taxes, between 10% to 37%, And you don't have to pay any when you have the Beneficial Spendthrift Trust. The third tax you'll save, dividend income taxes. So if you're in the stock market, you're a day trader, you're a futures trader, you're a commodities trader, or you're living off of dividends, that's you could be saving thousands of dollars. One of my clients, he was 70, she was 68. They were making too much money and they had to pay the surcharge called IRMA, IRMAA, on Medicare. Affects Part B and D of the Medicare. With the Spendthrift Trust, that IRMA surcharge just goes away. Again, it sounds too good to be true, but it's true. I got to save them over $600 a month between the two of them just on their Medicare, plus no longer paying dividend income taxes. The fourth tax you'll save, rental income taxes. So if you have short-term rentals like Airbnb or vacation rentals, you have 5 doors, 10 doors, 20 doors, 100 doors. Maybe you're in multifamily or apartment buildings. Maybe you have commercial property, or you're doing Airbnb arbitrage. Yes, you can move a property with a depreciation schedule into the trust. Yes, you can move a property with cost averaging into the trust. Because remember, all lawsuits become frivolous. So the renter's dog gets out and bites the mailman, they can't come after the owner. It's an amazing thing. And the fifth tax you'll save is royalty income taxes. So if you have talent or if you're in NFT world, these are taxed a little bit less, between 10% to 35%, 7 different layers on the federal level. It affects you if you're an actor, a musician, an author, an artist, you're in NFTs, maybe you have copyrights, patents, or intellectual property, you'll never have to pay them again. Personally, in 2024 taxes, I haven't done my 2025 yet, I got to save capital gains because I have a crypto bot. I got to save interest income taxes because I have 12 notes and 5 seller financing houses. I got to save rental income taxes because I have 3 rental properties. And I didn't have to pay any royalty income taxes because the trust is copyrighted. Woohoo! I love not paying taxes. You will file a 1041 tax return and we will introduce you to the correct CPA who will help you do this. Now, let's go on to how to save federal income taxes and state income taxes with the business trust. The business trust, you will save at least 90% on federal income taxes yearly, and in 43 states no longer pay state income taxes. It's an amazing thing. Today I did a post about my favorite pizzeria. I took my friend Ingrid door knocking. I was teaching her how to be a real estate investor. It was a cold, blustery day in Charlotte. We walked in about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We were the only people there and got the best New York style pizza. Mario and his wife, Marianne, had 2 locations. They were making about $180,000 per year, and they got to save, I don't have the paper in front of me, so I'm going to make this up, sorry, $38,000 per year. They started in March, so they got to save $2,908 per year. You could put that back into your business. You could pay off your mortgage. You could buy a new vehicle. You could take your family on a well-deserved vacation. You could give to your favorite charity or save for retirement. What they did was in 2024, they opened up a 3rd location and made even more money, saved even more in taxes. And in 2025, they opened up a 4th location 2 miles from my house. So I got up and moved to Cary, just outside Raleigh, North Carolina, because every time I go into that pizzeria, they give me the best Italian cookies. I was getting fat. The business trust, so again, this is for people to save taxes. With the business trust, you could be a dentist, you could be a TikTok shop owner, you could be an Amazon owner, you could be a contractor, you could be a keynote speaker, you could be a doctor. The last person I just spoke to today, that he does musicians. He handles a whole bunch of musicians. They're going to save royalty income taxes. If you want to find out more, I have a free masterclass at www.thetrustisyou.com. Go out there, watch my free masterclass, and then set up a free 30-minute tax breakthrough session with me. I want to teach as many investors, U.S. business owners, U.S. entrepreneurs, U.S. franchisee owners, and 1099 income earners the secret of the rich. If I can save taxes, you can save taxes. If you remember 13 years ago when Hillary Clinton debated Donald Trump and she accused him of not paying taxes and he said, because I'm smart? Oh, yeah. His father, Frank Trump, started this trust in 1972 when both Frank Trump and Donald Trump got sued by the city of New York. Frank Trump never wanted to be sued again. So they started both those Business and Beneficial Spendthrift Trusts. Learn from the rich like how you can save taxes. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful week and enjoy the cold weather of 2026. Take care. Wonderful week and enjoy the cold weather of 2026. Take care.